I always play this in my mind whenever stuff like this happens. And it's like Rick Wilson said, everything that Trump touches dies. And you see it
You
time
know,
after time after time.
and now to, I mean, I was listening on the radio in the car on Friday to CNN, and Erin Burnett was interviewing Ty Cobb, who you may recall was
Mhm.
a special in-house White House counsel helping Trump defend the Mueller investigation. He's a very smart and capable guy, and he thinks that the government has Trump dead to rights in this documents case. He knows he worked with Nauta because Nauta was in the West Wing, and Nauta was kind of a gopher there, and then he later became Trump's body man. And he described Nauta as basically being a good man, a nice guy who, you know, just followed the directions of a bad human being and got himself into trouble because he was too loyal. And it's really sad. It's really sad. I mean, you just add him to the heap of people who gave their loyalty to Donald Trump and ended up paying a heavy price for it. And it's in some cases it's kind of sad and pathetic. And I think in the Nauta case is one of them.
Everyone is disposable and everyone thinks they won't be. They all think
Right.
they'll be the one.
Right. Because they're like, oh, they you know, they glow in the narcissistic light. Because
Right, right.
one of the things we learned, you and I have learned about narcissists over the last years is they're very seductive people. They
Hmm.
draw you in, and and I remember this when I first had dealings with Trump personally 17 years ago relating to a condo dispute at the building I was had a condo in, which was a Trump building. He was it was very flattering. He called me up and told, he said all these nice things to me. It was very, very charming. And you could see how that he could play to somebody's ego, particularly if he was president of the United States. You get to go into the West Wing every day. You get to fly in Air Force One. He's a very corrupting influence. But in the end of the day, he's a very destructive influence.
Yeah, he leaves a wake of destroyed lives, and everything he does. And Walt Nauta is just, you said, and just another name on that
Another
list.
casualty.
It's a long list. So, well, thank you for joining me.
All right.
I know we've
Always
often,
fun.
yeah,
Always
we've
fun.
it sucks. It sucks to have these conversations
Yes.
because
And we should be having these conversations with alcohol. I think
I
this should be the drunk Becky Sue podcast.
oh, Becky Sue does like to drink every now and
Yeah,
then,
she
but she
does. She
drank.
don't say it's just American whiskey,
Yeah, well,
American
no,
whiskey.
well, she
Not
did.
not not any of this foreign stuff.
Well, what she did because she was
None of this tequila that Mexico don't
no,
send us their
no,
best.
no, that's rapist drinks. No, she bought up a bunch of Bud Light, stick it to the
Yeah.
woke lib mob, and she's drinking it because she's smarter than the ones who are shooting it. So she's drinking her Bud Light. That's what she's doing.
All right. I would have thought Becky Sue would have gone out and getting Coors Light, but all right.
No, no, she knows how to stick it to them lib woke mob
All
radicals,
right.
Marxists, and that's how she's doing it because that's
They're
what she
just
saw in her QAnon group on
Well, I mean,
Facebook.
she's good for her. She's she don't that people like Becky Sue are going to keep the woke mob from destroying this country.
Well, one thing she knows for
You
sure is
know,
that Donald J. Trump is still our president.
he is still our president. He will always be my
Always.
president.
And
Always,
that guy
always.
living in the White House pretending he's Joe Biden, he's wearing a mask. It's really Jim Carrey, and we all know it.
He's right because I mean, the real Joe Biden, he ain't got a marble to play with.
No,
And so somebody's running the show there playing
that's
Dark
right.
Brandon. Okay, that ain't Biden.
No, actually,
No,
Biden's
no
at Gitmo with
siree.
Hillary and
Well,
Epstein. And
that's where he should be. He should be there in Gitmo. I think President Trump, when he gets back in there, he's going to take care of that.
that's right, because he's a patriot.
Yeah.